1. Wanda. Cable. Company. CCC, Citizens. AAA against. B, bad. L, law. E, enforcement. Not-for-profit organizations. Non-profit status pending. 2. To this property, I think I already did this one, am not sure. 3. This is very disturbing to me, I cry, for I am broken, my soul, it feels as though a vice has clamped down, turn, one complete turn, then again, until it is flat against the wall or floor. Let me explain. 4. For first you see, my sweet angel, who, loved life, and I will point out just a couple of good things about her, for I could go on and on, for days, telling you what I loved about her. 1 Lisa and Ringer Moat wrote in her diary, Happy Independence Day, God please take care of our soldiers the best you can. Please Jesus, keep our military safe as you can. Another 1. God please bring all our soldiers home safe. God please keep Kaylee safe from evil. I thank you God for my gator. He stressed so much, I love you Jesus, please keep my family safe. Every one of the inserts was for someone else, none about her. 5. This gentleman is one of the board of directors. This is my opinion, and just a hunch. He is also a shareholder to a non-profit organization. Buyer, host those is to make my family poor and his family more rich. For you see, seller agent is related to buyer. Now this is okay by Hawaii laws, as long as it is put in writing. Which on this one it is. Now I say. Estate Services minus Stephen Harris its manager, new title is Robin Hood. Everybody heard of this that stole everything he could from the rich and gave it to the poor. 6. Of course present day Robin Hood is stealing from me and my family and giving it to his family. How convenient that the will named you too. Dismantle this estate, how convenient is the Hawaii law, judge, court. Gives you that right to in my face. With Malach contempt that you can. Guide and misrepresentation of everything you and the court have done. It shames me to know this, it shames me, to be a American, because of whether you pull a gun and rob a liquor store, or you petition to sell my family estate to your family, at prices that would make a person fanned, for how low they are, I tell you that a 4-bedroom and 2-bath lets. Just say lake property, here in Georgia. Put that same property here for the same price. This would probably disrupt the hustle and movement of everyday life. Why? I will tell you why. Because everyone would want to get a look and shake Robin Hood's hand as they wrote out the withdrawal slip to produce these type S of Fund S. If you can see this one, is selling agent related to buyer. 7. Selling agent related to buyer. Do you see the arrows I put? The law says they can do this, the law over there says they can buy a house on the ocean, and not pay any taxes, plus the law pays you to do this to Maine. 13 months you have been for the most part unprofessional, than I have ever seen. It is so unbelievable, that it can't be real. 8. I don't know how you are related to this man, unless you are under a married name. God have mercy on Maine. This is so wild, unbelievable. Number 62. Been dealt inventories are no longer mandatory. This I feel the credit should be given to you for this. Now look at LifeLink and another beneficiary. God, I hope not. That would be wild and disturbing if a of my family estate went to LifeLink of Georgia. 4. They jointly with murder suspects Northeast Georgia Medical Center, this hospital in Gainesville, Georgia, one of the largest healthcare organizations in the World, with over a 100 FATS 100 facilities in Northeast Georgia. For any medical need you have. They advertise this as a good thing. Maybe. It can be. 3 people die each day to day average. I based this on Northeast Georgia Hospice, a non-profit organization that send a magazine-type correspondence. This non-profit organization gather as the NMRs that die in just that hospital. This list is published every 2 months. Adding this list gives you a total divided by 365 days. 8. 9. This list of the people that pass is not to be taken as fact or even accurate, for they left Lisa's name out. She was not in any of these anniversaries, as they call these souls that have passed. They do have in this publications a statement that if a loved one is left out, let them know, and they will publish in next edition. Okay, there you go. That is how I can say about 3 people die each day at the Northeast Georgia Medical Center. In 2017, 282 organ donors were dissected alive, and based on Lisa's dream, and she is dead. You can be mentally coherent while this dissection is being done. Lisa computed where she was at. Lisa computed that Northeast Georgia Medical Center was killing her and stealing her organs. The information that she got from the helicopter pilots really disturbs me. Yea, maybe you do need a vacation. You demonettes, you. Also disturbs me that you can go to school to learn to save lives, or maybe you didn't. Maybe you are doing what you set out to be. That, my friend, disturbs me worst of all. 10. Merriam-Webster's Collegiate Dictionary 11th edition. Bibliology, the study of the theological doctrine of the Bible. Bible Belt, an area chiefly in the southern U.S. whose inhabitants are believed to hold uncritical allegiance to the literal accuracy of the Bible, in an area characterized by ardent religious fundamentalism. Bible thumper and overzealous advocate of Christian fundamentalism. Biblical. Of, relating to, or being in accord with the Bible. Brain death. Characterized by brain death. Brain death, final cessation or activity in the central nervous system, especially as indicated by a flat electroencephalography for a predetermined length of time. Brainwashing. 1. A forcible indoctrination to induce someone to give up basic political, social, or religious beliefs and attitude and to accept CP contrasting regimented ideas. 2. Persuasion by propaganda or salesmanship. Brainwash or brainwave. Rhythmic fluctuation of voltage between parts of the brain, resulting in the flow of an electric current via current produced by brain waves. 11. Non-profit. Not conducted or maintained for the purpose to make a profit. Non. 1. Not, other than reverse of absence of 2. Of little or no consequence, unimportant, worthless. Organ. Keyboard, wind instrument, a keyboard instrument in which pipes are sounded by compressed air. 2. 3. Same for same to a differentiated structure as a heart, kidney, leaf or stem consisting of cells and tissues and performing some specific function in an organ. B. Bodily parts performing a function or cooperating in an activity, the eyes and related structures that make up the visual theory. The analysts of a set of facts in their relation to one another. To abstract thought in speculation, and unproved assumption, hypothetical, assent for the sake of a argument, a plausible or scientifically acceptable general principles offered to explain phenomenon. Donor, one that gives, donates or presents something. Fact, a thing done, the quality of being actual, actually a question of hinges on evidence, and actual existence, and actual occurrence. 12. Brokerage firm 6%, share with buyer broker, did you hear that? Listen again. Okay, 6% go to seller, brokerage firm, and then they are to share with buyer broker. Okay, now tell me why I see a problem. When I look between the lines, if you answered the buyer. Well, I think the buyer, as in buyer, should no doubt pay for their own broker firm. So you see where I get non-profit buying almost all the properties, and not only is it undervalued, they are getting paid 3% commission. Well, that goes to the brokerage firm. Yes, you are right, and if the agent was not a brother, you would still have the fact that they got free money for the estate paid for their broker to brokers them. That is about as retarded as my estate having to pay for non-blood. Attempting to take, to possess, to make theirs, when non-blood, who open lie admitted that she was there to take the estate without concern for the heirs at law. That's bad, all by itself, but now you throw injury on top by paying almost $20,000 to an attorney for her. That is crazy, do you see that? If you're not family, you don't know any of us, you don't have a clue to who we are. What made you think that you can go into a court and petition the court to give you 12 million business property estate? What entitlement do you have that would suggest that you could make 12 million overnight without so much as a drop of sweat? Reading between the lines, just estate services minus Stephen Harris hits manager, acting as Robin Hood, with government officials' blessings, and non-profit organizations buyer are where and ready to buy. 13. There is nothing lawfully violating with what you are doing. At least in Hawaii, for the court and judges have given you full go. Still as much as you can. That's my motto. What about you? Oh, I forgot that you taught Maine. 13. Selling agent related to buyer. Disclosure Hawaii law. 14. Affordable Homebuyers LLC buyer. This is a non-profit organization. Their purpose is to end homelessness in America. Their way of thinking is to give the homeless a home and direct them in a way to help them keep their home. They do this regardless of whatever it was that put you there. 15. This acknowledge that Affordable Homebuyers LLC has made an offer to buy the properties. $5,000 down and $62,100. 16. I believe we had this one earlier. I recognize this name, and even though there is no appearance of this non-profit organization, the evidence suggests that it is. Like tenant will be determined. 17. I believe I know that name. I saw it on paperwork for non-profit organization, where he as the buyer won't be the resident. The two arrows tell under disclosure that selling agent is related to buyer. I also seem to me that the company name which buyer acting or promoting the non-profit organization goal. 19. This is the same property, I don't know. 20. Yay, right. You're good to go as long as you don't interfere with Hawaii governor to end homelessness by 2020. You're good to go as long as you don't try to stop the dissection and termination of your love of your life. But she's not your wife, you're not her husband. Who is going to pay for all this? All this what? Misleading, deceitful, by deception in a felony degree. 21. Murder 1. The crime of unlawfully killing a person, especially with malice aforethought. Point to murder, to kill a human being unlawfully and with premeditated malice. 2. To slaughter wantonly, slay. Point 3. To put an end to. B. Tease, torment. C. Mutilate, mangle. D. To defeat badly, to commit murder. Murderee, an actual or victim of a murder. Murderer, one who murders, especially one who commits murder. Murderess, a woman who commits murder. Murderess, 1a, having the purpose or capability of murder. B. Characterized by or causing murder or bloodshed. Point 2. Having the ability or power to overwhelm devastating. Point 2. This is where I get my opinion of the intent to kill and take Lisa's organs, for you see, 23. Not only do I have Lisa's dream of events that she said would take place, I have my own personal, up close and in my face, acts that can only be the outcome of a person who was tagged to be an organ donor. 1. Lisa went to get help to the oxygen she needed to help her to breath, came in with 11 refills after the fact. Point 24. After she was in the hospital. 2. All involved from the extra first responders that were just waiting for this to happen. Think about that for a moment. Personnel cars, first responders, less than 20 minutes from when I called the ambulance. 3. Northeast Georgia Medical Center, buying all the hospitals all around, for our hospital went under and had to have a $5 million stimulus loan from We the People just before their merger with the giant corporation. 5. Doctors and nurses go to school to learn how the human body operates. 6. Lisa's niece is a qualifications as a nurse. She's trying to spit the tube out. That's not dead. What's that doctor talking about? 7. You're not her husband, pose. Going to pay for all this. 8. Seeing and knowing for you went to school. No, she is not dead, for she is fighting you, trying to spit the tube out. Trying to get up and get off that bed. That not just one demonette, but 2 demonettes had to hold her down. 8. Donor gourds to make sure you don't get in the way of them harvesting her organs. 9. Nurse and CH Splin gave me $30 for me to go home. 10. The only time you saw her bleed and know that Lisa was going to die was when you get back and she's drowning on her blood. Remember, I had to call to them to help her suck up the blood. 11. The only time I have passed out that I felt blank, foggy-minded, was right after the nurse gave me a drink over ice, and the one time when I took a Dilaudid in my teen years. 12. The ice McKeon. Why would you freeze a heart attack person? Freeze the blood. 13. Why do you have a donor tag on a person that don't want to be a donor? 14. Why would you go out of your way to the point where you are openly hateful for? Why? Because I want Lisa to live. Why? Why would you not stop when a spokesperson tells you that you just spent the last 10 years with this person and you know for a fact that she didn't want to be a donor? In fact, I turned her driver's license in. Where did I get them from? 15. You're the head nurse. Somehow in the hour or two, you found out that I am not her husband. You as a top nurse can, quote me Georgia, law on common law issues, but as that same nurse, you cannot see that spitting the tube out of her mouth means she don't need it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is organized crime at its best. Then comes Lisa's dream, then comes me, open-minded, 50 years of experience in the field of study of the mind and spiritual existence, the difference between them. My own personal experience with our judicial system, spending hours and hours with some of the best attorneys in the field, I learned how to gather information from one's mind. This is something that all need to consider if you are put in a situations like this. Write down everything you do, see, smell and touch, right down to what you ate. You won't get it all, but with practice you will have an advantage over someone who not alert or paying attention. For the little things can be what decides a case. Think about this. I'm going to go for now. Thanks for looking. Come back as often as you can. Good day.